A new era. My reign as queen. The sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm golden glow over the kingdom, but it was not just the end of a day, it marked the beginning of a new era. As I stood at the balcony of my castle, gazing out at my realm, I felt the weight of destiny on my shoulders. This was not just a title, it was a responsibility, a calling that would shape the future of my people. My reign as queen was about to unfold, and with it came challenges, triumphs, and a vision for a better tomorrow. The weight of the crown. In the days leading up to my coronation, I had often pondered the significance of the crown. It was not merely an ornament but a symbol of hope, unity, and strength. The people of my kingdom had faced hardships, famine, war, and division. My ancestors had ruled with an iron fist, but I envisioned a different path. I wanted to be a queen who listened, who understood, and who fought for the rights of the marginalized. As I prepared for the ceremony, I could feel the anticipation in the air. The streets were filled with vibrant colors, the sound of laughter and music echoing through the cobbled pathways. It was a celebration not only of my ascension but of the promise of change. My heart raced with excitement and trepidation. Would I be able to live up to the legacy of those who came before me? A vision for the future. My first act as queen was to address the people. Standing before a sea of faces, some hopeful, others skeptical, I took a deep breath and spoke from my heart. Today, we embark on a journey together. I pledge to lead with compassion, to prioritize your needs, and to ensure that every voice is heard. The crowd erupted in applause, but I knew that words alone would not be enough. Actions would define my reign. Over the following weeks, I immersed myself in the lives of my subjects. I visited villages, listened to the concerns of farmers struggling with drought, and spoke with artisans yearning for recognition. Each encounter deepened my resolve. I began to implement reforms, supporting sustainable agriculture, investing in education, and promoting the arts. I wanted my reign to inspire creativity and innovation, transforming our kingdom into a beacon of progress. Trials and tribulations. However, the path of a queen is fraught with obstacles. Not everyone welcomed my vision. Traditionalists resisted change, fearing the unknown. A faction of nobles conspired against me, believing that my progressive policies undermined their power. Whispers of rebellion filled the air, and I found myself navigating a treacherous political landscape. One evening, as I sat in my chamber, I received word of a planned uprising. My heart sank. I could not let fear dictate the course of my reign. Instead of retreating, I organized a council of my most trusted advisors and strategized a way to quell the unrest. I reached out to the leaders of the opposition, inviting them to the castle for a dialogue. It was a bold move, but I believed in the power of conversation. The power of unity. When the day of the meeting arrived, tension hung thick in the air. The nobles, dressed in their finest attire, entered the grand hall with skepticism etched on their faces. I welcomed them warmly, acknowledging their concerns and inviting them to share their perspectives. As the discussion unfolded, I was reminded of the importance of empathy and understanding. Slowly, the walls between us began to crumble. Through honest dialogue, we found common ground. In the end, we forged a compromise that benefited all parties. The nobles agreed to support my initiatives in exchange for greater representation in governance. It was a turning point, not just for my reign but for the kingdom itself. We emerged stronger, united in our shared vision for a prosperous future. A legacy of hope. As the months turned into years, my reign flourished. The people thrived under new policies, schools opened their doors, and creativity blossomed. Festivals celebrating our culture brought everyone together, transcending social divides. I had become more than just a queen, I was a symbol of hope and resilience. Looking back on my journey, I realized that leadership is not about power, it is about service. My reign was marked by challenges, but each trial strengthened my resolve to advocate for justice and equality. As I stood once more on that balcony, watching the kingdom I loved flourish, I knew that a new era had indeed begun, one filled with promise, unity, and an unwavering commitment to a brighter tomorrow. In the end, it was not just my reign, it was the collective reign of a people who dared to dream, to hope, and to build a better future together. And so, the story continues.